So 6 rounds here at flyweight between Harvey Horn and Alejandro Torres. Horn in the white with blue and red trim. Torres in the black and sparkling gold. And it's a big fight for Horn. It might not seem like it, but the last time we saw him, he headlined at York Hall back in November against Fadili Madjihar, who was always going to be a difficult kind of an opponent. And he made a lively start, Horn, but then got hurt towards the end of the 3rd round and taken out in the 4th. It was a damaging kind of stoppage and probably quite a difficult one to get over. But he's back in the ring tonight, boxing out of that southpaw stance. A very good amateur, European Championship silver medalist, multiple national titles. Was very much in a running to qualify for the Rio Olympics, and then as it got down the stretch towards the games, Galal Yafai overtook him in that light flyweight berth, and obviously did go to Rio and Tokyo, where he won a gold medal. Recently turned professional himself. Horn just having a look here in the early stages. Torres with some nice head movement there. Much the shorter man, Torres, just looking to try and see if he can find a way in a minute. It's not all that easy a thing to do. Just touching with that lead hand there, Horn. Nice jab to the body. Torres in good shape. You can see from his back there that he's certainly been working hard in the gym. Just dropping his gloves down to his waist there to adjust his belt line. He might be well advised to do that when he's out of punching distance, really. Then looks to try and step in behind the left hand there. Right hand into the body there from Torres. Horn just backing up, trying to keep that distance. Doesn't want to give Torres too much encouragement. Let him onto the inside. Again, there's the jab to the body. Looked to put some power on the left hand that time, and again there, then just dipped off to his right and found the right to the rib cage. Just warming into it here, Harvey Horn, taking his time in the opening round, but this is a good finish to it, putting his punches together well. So into the second here, this scheduled for 6. Harvey Horn up against Alejandro Torres. Horn just warming into things in that opening round. Started to let his hands go a bit more in the final 30 seconds or so, and I think he's looking to start a little bit quicker here in the second as well. Had a little bit of a look in that opening 3 minutes, but now there's definitely more intent about him at the start of the round. Torres just with a couple of wins in his 12 fights. He's been in with some good fighters. In his second fight, boxed a international amateur called Samuel Carmona, lost that by stoppage. He went on to become a Rio Olympian, so that was a very tough one for so early in his career. Good work there from Horn. 1-2, left into the body, then threw the left up top and then took those feet back out nice and quick. Again, just dips off to the right, looking for that rib cage, that floating rib if he can find it. Torres got into range there and then did let his hands go. When he gets close like that, he's got to do something, because otherwise Horn will let his hands go. He needs to be up close, Torres, if he's going to have any success here. And he can't pass up opportunities when he gets there, but you get the feeling that Horn is just kind of tempting him in here and trying to pick him off as he comes forward, particularly with that left, which is cocked and ready to go at all times. Nice 1-2 there from Horn, and then just a little tiny step off to the right that throws that left hand straight down the middle into the body. And this is what he needs, Harvey Horn. As I say, it was a tough night at York Hall in November. It really was. I was on the tube on the way home and I bumped into Mark and Jimmy Tibbs, and we were chatting through it, and he never liked to see a fighter kind of come apart in the way that he did, but it happens to almost everybody at some stage, and it's just about how you react. He's looking for that jab again there, Horn. That one falling ever so slightly short. Corner just asking for some pressure there from Horn towards the end of the round here. Cupping right hand. Well, he's won these opening 2 rounds, no question about that. And just be interesting to see if we see him click through. So into the third here. Horn again, just going to the body there, just dipping those knees, dropping his height slightly. Jab to the body, then the left hand straight down the middle as well. Varied things up pretty nicely so far. Before that defeat against Madjahar, things were disjointed, as they have been for everybody because of COVID, of course, but before the pandemic he was ticking along nicely. Undefeated, the WBO European title. So it was a stumble for him really towards the end of last year, but as I said, everybody has them. Jab to the body again there from Horn. Torres has got good reflexes. As I say, that upper body is in good condition. He's got good lateral movement, and he can do a reasonably good job of covering up and riding shots, but there's just not really anything coming from him. And he's standing right on the borderline of range, just about within punching range, but he's not really throwing anything. And Horn there has just got the much superior feet and all-round skills. I don't want to be too critical of Torres, but it's just he does get himself into some quite good positions and then doesn't really do anything. But that's largely due to the fact that Horn's been nice and busy with that lead hand particularly. Not always looking to jab particularly hard with it, but it just keeps his man occupied, just moving that head from side to side. There's that jab again, just flicked up from the waist. Kind of burst into the eye line of Torres. He took the weight back quite effectively for the right hand and then just caught the left. Horn just turning around that front foot, centering. Again, just adjusting that belt there, Torres. He's got a habit of doing that when he's basically still within punching range. Gloves up there from Torres. Managed to catch that left hand. Horn looking to try and hook off the jab. Final few seconds of round 3. Up to the midway point we go. So into the second half of this one, scheduled for 6 at flyweight. Harvey Horn in the predominantly white shorts there, boxing out of the southpaw stance. Alejandro Torres of the Canary Islands in the black and gold. Horn has won all of these first 3 rounds. And Torres hasn't given an awful lot back so far. As I said, Horn has kept him nice and busy. He's looking to try and up the work rate a little bit. Just shut down his own space there slightly, Horn, as he tried to move in behind that left hand. It's a tight, intimate kind of space for boxing this. It's hot in here as well. Always is under the lights, of course, but particularly in here. So this is a good workout for Horn. Good stiff jab there from Horn. And then goes down to the body with the left. Torres hasn't looked like he's been in any trouble at any stage so far. Horn again just dipping forward with that head. Just letting those hands go. Didn't connect clean with too many of them. But Torres, as I say, he's got that upper body movement that serves him pretty well most of the time. Left hand from Horn now was half blocked by Torres, who last boxed at the end of March the 25th up in Glasgow. Did 4 rounds with Michael McCrone, who was making his debut. Kind of left-hand lead there from Horn, then just steps off to his right-hand side. Got into a good position there, Torres. Some nice head movement, slipped off to his left-hand side, and at that point, really, you'd just like to see him just let those hands go a little bit, see what he can do. Horn just backing him up to the ropes there. Again, that guard's pretty effective there for Torres. The jab from Horn kind of half gets through. Into the final 30 seconds of round 4. It's only been stopped once, Torres. That was by Ijaz Ahmed. A fight that Horn actually beat to win his WBO European title. Ahmed due to rematch Casey Kadami for the vacant British super flyweight title soon. So touch of gloves between the two at the start of round 5. And I think Horn will just box his way through this, through to the end of the 6 rounds. It's a worthwhile workout for him. I think if he really goes after Torres here, then it's going to be a difficult task, I would say, to prise him apart, because he's got that tight guard. He has come in shape. He's not really looked to be too expansive himself. What Horn really needs here is for Torres to be a bit more aggressive, to show a bit more ambition, and to see if he can make some inroads himself. If he doesn't do that, then it's very difficult for Harvey Horn to get a stoppage against a fighter going about things in the way that Torres is. I don't blame him for it, but it just means that what you're going to get here really is 6 rounds of a kind of fight night spar for Harvey Horn, really. Well, then the right hand round the back there, and Torres turns his back. The referee didn't get involved there. He was indicating Torres that he felt he was hit around the back, and that's maybe sparked him into life a little bit there, but he did a dangerous thing because he half turned away and walked off, and again here, he's in trouble here, Torres. A right hand got through there from Horn, just as I was saying that it would be difficult for him to find the stoppage. He's hurt him with the body shot. We'll get another look at it, I'm sure, to see whether it was into the ribcage or maybe slightly round the back. There's some reddening up of that left eye there from Torres as well, so that's some really good, accurate, spiteful work there from Harvey Horn, and plenty of time left in this round as well. And just tugging at his protector at the back of his shorts there, Torres. He's cutting a little bit of a disconsolate figure, but there he lands the best shot that he's landed all night so far, just chopping down with that right hand. So things have really come alive in this 5th round. Good to see. Just trying to measure that left again there, Horn. Leans in with that head, kind of half opposite as a target, but he's hinging forward at the waist, so it's not like his weight is all over that front foot. But it was an interesting incident. He obviously felt he was hit round the back, Torres, and he gestured as much and just kind of walked off into the middle distance almost, expecting the referee to get involved, which Sean McAvoy didn't. Harvey Horn continued. You've got to be very, very careful. We saw an incident a bit like that at Wembley Stadium. Isaac Lowe came out of the ropes with his back half turned, expected the referee to get involved. He didn't, and Nick Ball knocked him out, basically, was what happened. So 6th and final round between these two. Harvey Horn in the white shorts, and our visitor from the Canary Islands, Alejandro Torres, in the black and gold. And Horn has won every single one of these first 5 rounds so far. And the 5th round was the most interesting one that we've seen. And a good stiff lead hand there from Horn, and maybe he just lost his feet there slightly, Torres. He went scurrying across the ring, and just signs here in the previous round that Horn's able to get to Torres a little bit. That was a good, clean jab that just snapped through there. He hurt him in the previous round with the body shot as well. Torres slightly frustrated there, was just about to try and throw the right hand, I think, and waited too long, and the left got through. There's that jab to the body. Interesting to see what happens with Horn next. This was always going to be a kind of rehabilitation fight, if you like, after his experience at York Hall in November. But you can move back into contention very, very quickly, particularly at the lower weights. Tommy Frank, the British flyweight champion currently. Left hand there from Torres, just snuck through. Shoelaces come undone there. Just over a minute remaining in this one, this sixth and final round. And just as we were about to get going again, Torres' gum shield has come out. So plenty of chance for both of these two to have a little bit of a breather before the final 60 seconds. And Torres is going to get through this. As I mentioned, he's only been stopped once previously. And there were signs in that fifth that maybe Horn could get him out of there possibly. There was the incident where Torres half turned his back and seemed a little bit hurt. But then after that, he was genuinely hurt by a body shot. Right hand to the body again there from Horn. But that was just half strangled by the elbow, I think, of Torres. And Horn just looking to finish with a flourish here. Goes down to the body with the left hand. Horn goes to the ropes and just looks to try and usher Torres in. He's not going to fall for that. Although he does look to trade on the inside a little bit more. As we head towards the bell here. Now, Torres has come here and done his job. Good combination again there from Horn. Just takes the feet off to the left-hand side first of all to try and find a different angle. He's been creative. He's looked for different things.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 6 rounds of boxing action, the referee scored the contest 60-54 in favor of your winner, Harvey Horn.
So 60 points to 54, 6 rounds to 0 there for Harvey Horn. He is back in the saddle.